Hi friends, I'm Max Lucado. Welcome to Fresh Hope. I'm so thankful you joined me. Congratulations, you made it to the final episode of our End Times series. We have traveled through heaven's timeline, and today we get to talk about our eternal home. I can't wait to tell you what happens next. If there's ever a power-packed, emotionally charged word in the English language, it's this one: home. Oh, the feelings that well up inside us when we contemplate that word, the memories. Home is a concept so often connected with our highest triumphs and our deepest traumas. It can bring out the best in us and the worst in us, often in the same day. If you're like me, you long for your home to be a healthy place, healthy in terms of physical wellness, of course, but also in terms of relational connection. You strive for healthy connection, healthy communication, healthy boundaries, healthy bodies. We also invest a lot of time and energy striving to build a happy home. We want the atmosphere inside our walls to be one of joy and gladness and laughter and peace and love. We want the people who walk through our doors to feel glad they did so, to feel happy in the place and the community that we've built. Here's another word, and it also starts with an H. A holy home. Is that on your agenda? Is that part of your plan for the present? I hope so. But if not, rest assured it's part of God's plan for the future. Now, as a reminder, this is the final episode in a series we've put together to explore some of the themes covered in my book, What Happens Next? I'm using these messages to answer the question, why should we care about the end times? Well, the big answer? Because each and every human being has a destiny that will span eternity. After the millennium, what we know as heaven and earth today will be remade. They will be purified and refined into what Scripture calls the new heaven and the new earth. This is our eternal home. This is what we often mean when we think about the concept of heaven, a perfect place where we will live in perfect harmony with our perfect God forever. The centerpiece of that new heaven and new earth will be the holy city called the New Jerusalem. John described it this way in the book of Revelation. Then I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Revelation 21 and verse 2. This is the first time John speaks this way in the book of Revelation. The prior chapters contain well over 25 I saw statements. He saw a white horse, an angel standing, the beast, the kings of the earth, an angel coming down, and more and more. But when John sees the New Jerusalem, he reacts differently. He personalizes the moment. I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem. It's as if John can't believe he's the one to witness the metropolis. He's an archaeologist unearthing the Rosetta Stone, a violinist playing the first ever Stradivarius. John beholds the crown jewel of heaven, the New Jerusalem, and he calls it a holy city. How could Jerusalem be holy? Well, the Scripture says, no longer will there be any curse. Revelation 22 in verse 3. The curse is the consequence of sin, the hangover of rebellion. In the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve sinned. They expected a tree to give what only God could give, life. To sin is to turn to anyone or anything for what only God can provide. To turn to a hard body or Harvard degree for significance, to a bottle of scotch or a night of sex for pain management, to religious busyness for guilt therapy. When we ask anything on earth to do heaven's job, we sin. And sin complicates life. It renders it as complex as a Rubik's Cube. Calculate the time we spend undoing the damage of yesterday's sin, fighting bad habits, avoiding toxic relationships, regretting poor choices. How much energy do you expend repairing yesterday's mistakes? Life is complicated today because we sinned yesterday. How much simpler would your life be if you never sinned? Never disobeyed God? Never ignored His teaching or rebelled against His will? Extract all the fights, binges, hangovers, addictions, arguments, lust, and regrets from your reality. Doesn't life grow awesome quickly? Now multiply your answer by a few billion and imagine how different our world would be if no one ever sinned. No nation would war or starve. No tongue would gossip. No person would cheat or slander. No bomb or temper would explode. People wouldn't fear dictators or muggings. We wouldn't bury ourselves in debt, buying what we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't know. We wouldn't beat ourselves up for stumbling yesterday because in a sinless society, we didn't sin yesterday and won't stumble tomorrow or ever. Such is heaven. No longer will there be any curse. Revelation 22:3. No more struggle with the earth. No more shame before God. No more tension between people. No more death. The removal of the curse will return God's people and universe to their intended state. That's what awaits you at the end of your life's journey here on earth. An eternal home, a holy home, God's home, willingly given and shared with you. You might say, Max, eternity is so far away. How does that distant future impact my life here, now, today? Well, two thoughts. Specifically, I can see two ways that you and I can use the promise of the next life to define our experiences in this current life. First, let's embrace the brevity of our lives here on earth. Think of it this way. Suppose I make you an offer, an all-expense-paid 4-week vacation to the place of your choice, 5-star hotel, hike through the Alps, tour the ancient ruins of Rome. Your part, your only part is this. You must endure a millisecond of discomfort, a pinch, a pinprick, a match flame on your skin. Would you accept that offer? Now, please know, I'm not saying that your cancer, heartbreak, or depression is as painless as a pinprick. What I am saying is that in light of eternity, anything and everything we endure in this world will last just a moment. Can you endure for just a moment? Can you be strong for just a moment? Can you hold on for just a moment? I believe you can. I hope you will. And second, in addition to embracing the brevity of life on earth, let's anticipate the beauty of life in the New Jerusalem. The Apostle Paul wrote, "If then you were raised with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is, sitting at the right hand of God. Set your mind on things above, not on things on the earth. For you died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God." Colossians 3:1-3. The apostles' logic is clear. We've been raised with Christ. We are where Christ is. We are citizens of heaven, Philippians 1:27. He has enthroned us with him in the heavenly realms, Ephesians 2:6. That longing we have for more, that dissatisfaction we feel, those questions we ask, well, those are tugs from God pulling us toward him. So embrace those tugs. Let them steer your mind toward the amazing abundance of your eternal future. A day with no thought of heaven is a day poorly used. The soul needs hourly gazes into the life to come. You need to know what your departed loved ones are doing. We need to envision the rapture and the millennium. Let's imagine New Jerusalem and the face of God. Heaven is the green vegetable on the spiritual diet. Be consumed with the things above. In the end, that's the ultimate answer to the question, why should we care about the end times? Why? Because you and I are eternal creatures, eternal creations. Yes, for the moment, we are bound to this world and boxed up in jars of clay. But that's a short-term situation, a fleeting reality. 10 million years from today, you will have no memory of the struggles that are pulling you down right now, the bills, the arguments, the aches and pains, the stresses and strains. All of that is real, but all of that is temporary. The merest flicker of a shadow when compared with your true destiny, your eternal destiny. So cling to that destiny. Hold it in your mind and let the reality of your healthy, happy, holy home for eternity evoke an eager anticipation and a heavenly longing for what happens next. Friends, as we close out this series, I want to thank you for taking this journey with me. Remember, it's all about hope, and it's all about Him.